you belong here on this team.
I just watched what happened to Shedeur Sanders in the Cleveland Browns' third and final preseason game. And I'm outraged. Get him the hell out of Cleveland.
The NFL just served Shedeur Sanders the most brutal reality check in sports history, and what happened in Cleveland's final preseason game has fans absolutely losing their minds. Cleveland's coaching staff didn't just bench the son of a legend, they orchestrated what can only be described as professional sabotage on national television. But wait until you hear what really went down behind the scenes, because this conspiracy runs deeper than anyone imagined.
Do you feel like you showed enough during preseason as to why, you should be here and you should get a shot?
Yeah. Picture Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback who lit up college football and made Mel Kiper Jr. declare him the best quarterback in the entire 2024 draft class, getting sacked 5 times in 1 quarter while throwing to receivers you've never heard of. This wasn't just bad luck, this was systematic destruction of a young man's confidence, and the evidence is damning.
So all those sack stuff, they definitely on me.
When Shedeur took the field for what everyone knew would be his final audition, Cleveland's coaching staff handed him the football equivalent of a suicide mission. While Joe Flacco got the first team offense and threw 9 perfect passes out of 10 attempts, Shedeur was stuck throwing to Sal Cannella, a tight end so irrelevant he's not even listed on Cleveland's depth chart. Yeah, you heard that right. The 5th string tight end who bounced around 4 different NFL teams and went undrafted in 2020.
Shedeur goes to his left, which he's fine going to his left. He's got a stick route up there by 87. He's covered. He doesn't even get to his second read, which is the running back in the flat up top. And he's already starting to bail in the pocket.
But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Chase Daniel, former NFL quarterback turned analyst, broke down every single sack Shedeur took, and what he found should terrify every football fan. On the very first drive, Shedeur was already bailing out of the pocket on 3rd down with only a 4-man rush coming at him. The offensive line protection wasn't just bad, it was non-existent.
There's a guy open, you're trying to get rid of the football, but your ball carriage right there, if I'm good, I can stop right there. You see the ball right here in the right back right door? You can't do that right now with Shedeur. So I feel tough because when things going wrong, man, it's a tough look. It's really difficult to come back from. Right there, it's just not good.
Daniel's analysis revealed something even more disturbing. Shedeur's ball security became a nightmare when the pressure mounted. Multiple times he was carrying the football with just one hand while scrambling, practically begging for a fumble. The kid who led the nation in completion percentage at Colorado was suddenly playing like he'd never held a football before.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was on the bike, I was powering up. I was powering up for that 2-minute drive.
Now here's the part that'll blow your mind. According to sources close to the situation, Shedeur didn't even know he was being pulled from the game during that crucial 2-minute drill. The man was on the exercise bike, literally preparing his body for what every quarterback lives for, the chance to lead a game-winning drive. Instead, Kevin Stefanski handed the keys to Tyler Huntley and left Shedeur sitting there like a forgotten rookie.
Because, that's just a situation every quarterback dreams for. That's many situations I've been in before, and I thought I was in. So then he told me I wasn't in, and I was like, okay.
The moment Shedeur realized what happened, cameras caught him walking towards Stefanski, asking for his helmet back. The confusion on his face said everything. This wasn't just a coaching decision. This was a message being sent to both Shedeur and his famous father.
Shedeur, and he gets stuck in Cleveland because he said some things in the pre-draft process. He said some things to teams at the combine that were straight, chip off block sort of things that he shouldn't have said.
Industry insiders are whispering about something far more sinister than poor offensive line play. During the pre-draft process, Shedeur apparently said some things that rubbed NFL executives the wrong way. His confidence, inherited directly from Deion Sanders, came across as arrogance to coaches who were already threatened by the Sanders name.
All those coaches who didn't want to take him were scared to death that if you did take him, that pretty soon the owner is going to be thinking, well, I could get Deion Sanders to coach. I'm going there because it's going to create box office, and maybe he's a better coach than you are, coach.
Think about it. What coach wants to draft a quarterback whose father could potentially become a more popular figure in their organization? The word spread throughout the league like wildfire. Teach the Sanders family a lesson. Make them understand their place in the NFL hierarchy. The irony here is absolutely staggering. Mel Kiper Jr., who's been evaluating NFL talent for decades, threw an on-air tantrum when Shedeur fell through the first round. This is the same analyst who correctly predicted collected countless draft steals over the years, and he was genuinely angry that teams were sleeping on a quarterback with a cannon arm and ice-cold vein.
She made a big splash in that first preseason game when everybody was hurt and they had no choice but to play him, and he lit them up.
Remember Shedeur's first preseason game? When injuries forced Cleveland to actually play him with decent players around him, he absolutely torched Carolina's defense. Every throw was precise, every decision was calculated, and suddenly the entire NFL had to acknowledge what college football fans already knew. This kid could play at the highest level.
But usually when one bad thing happens and another bad thing happens, a lot of young rookie quarterbacks allow this to maybe snowball onto one another. And so when that happens, it's tough look all the way around. You see Shedeur right there, man. He's just dejected.
Daniel's frame-by-frame analysis exposed some troubling patterns in Shedeur's play against the Rams. His pocket presence, which was rock solid in college, completely disappeared under pressure. Instead of stepping up into available space, he was drifting backward and to his left, eating unnecessary sacks. But here's the crucial detail everyone's missing. When you're playing with 4th and 5th string receivers who can't get separation, holding onto the football becomes a desperate attempt to create something out of nothing. Shedeur wasn't just taking sacks, he was trying to single-handedly salvage an impossible situation.
They cut away, but Njoku was going straight to Shedeur to say, keep your head up, man. It's okay. It's going to be okay. You'll find your place. You'll find your way in this league.
David Njoku's reaction on the sideline told the complete story. After Shedeur got demolished on a 3rd and long situation, cameras caught the veteran tight end immediately walking over to console the rookie. This wasn't just teammates being supportive. Njoku recognized exactly what was happening to Shedeur and wanted him to know that the entire locker room saw through the charade. The respect Shedeur commands from his teammates is undeniable. These are grown men who've played with elite quarterbacks throughout their careers, and they're genuinely invested in seeing this kid succeed. That kind of leadership at 22 years old doesn't happen by accident. Before we dive deeper into this mess, I've got to share something with you. The response to this story has been absolutely insane, and if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the biggest NFL storylines that mainstream media refuses to touch. Hit that subscribe button because what I'm about to reveal about Shedeur's future will change how you view this entire league.
I got it. He's got the exotic cars, and he's got the attitude. He's got the swag. He's got the... I got it. He got that from his dad. But he backed it up. Game after game, throw after throw. You want to talk about clutch toughness?
The elephant in every NFL war room was Deion Sanders himself. Coaches weren't just evaluating Shedeur's arm strength or pocket presence. They were calculating the media circus that comes with the Sanders name. Every decision would be scrutinized, every benching would become headline news, and every success would be attributed to nepotism rather than talent.
Shedeur had never been coached by anybody all the way up from Little League football up, except Deion. And they both knew it's just time to move forward and show the world that he's his own man.
But here's the twist that makes this whole saga even more compelling. Sources confirmed that Shedeur and Deion both knew it was time to separate professionally. This wasn't about keeping the family coaching business together. It was about Shedeur proving he could succeed on his own merits. The NFL's fear of Deion's influence was completely misguided.
He shamed them and the NFL in the first preseason game with that performance. It was spectacular.
Let's talk numbers for a second because they don't lie. Shedeur Sanders completed 74.2% of his passes at Colorado while facing constant pressure behind a porous offensive line. For context, that's better than Joe Burrow's college completion percentage. His arm strength rivals Tom Brady's prime years, and his mobility adds a dimension that most pocket passers simply can't match.
Shedeur obviously held the ball too long, but he's trying to make a play because he's trying to make a splash.
Yet somehow this same quarterback who thrived under pressure in the Big 12 suddenly looked overwhelmed against third-string NFL defenders. The only logical explanation is that the supporting cast around him in Cleveland was intentionally inadequate. Kevin Stefanski finds himself in the most precarious situation imaginable. Jimmy Haslam, Cleveland's owner, clearly drafted Shedeur for the publicity boost and ticket sales that come with the Sanders name. Meanwhile, Stefanski is fighting for his coaching life with a $230 million disaster named Deshaun Watson still on the roster.
Shedeur turned to Stefanski like, you don't... What? It's just excruciating to watch what they're trying to do to Shedeur. Again, they're still trying to teach him a lesson.
Starting a rookie 5th-round pick over established veterans would be career suicide for a coach who's already on thin ice. So Stefanski took the coward's way out. Give Shedeur just enough playing time to satisfy ownership while ensuring he fails spectacularly enough to justify keeping him buried on the depth chart. Here's where this story takes a fascinating turn. For Shedeur to salvage his NFL dreams, he needs Cleveland to either cut him outright or stash him on the practice squad where another team can poach him. The perfect scenario involves a franchise with nothing to lose taking a flyer on a quarterback with legitimate franchise potential.
Maybe he gets a shot. He's going to have to go somewhere where they actually opt to go get Shedeur because they want Shedeur on their 53-man roster.
Think about teams like the Patriots, who just watched their rookie quarterback Mac Jones struggle, or the Titans, who are desperately searching for their next franchise signal caller. One smart general manager could turn Shedeur Sanders into the steal of the century by simply giving him a legitimate opportunity to compete.
Kevin Stefanski, who used to shame Baker Mayfield.
Remember Baker Mayfield? Stefanski made his life absolutely miserable in Cleveland, destroying his confidence and ruining what should have been a promising career. Fast forward to Tampa Bay, and suddenly Mayfield looks like a completely different quarterback under competent coaching. The parallel between Mayfield and Shedeur is terrifying for Browns fans. Another young quarterback with legitimate talent is about to be wasted by an organization that specializes in destroying careers and crushing dreams.
He's just going to have to get a break and get a shot and get an opening and get a fate-blessed opportunity that he hasn't yet had.
Tuesday and Wednesday of this week will determine Shedeur's immediate future. If Cleveland tries to sneak him onto the practice squad, expect multiple teams to make calls about signing him to their active roster. The tape from that first preseason game is too impressive to ignore, and smart organizations recognize talent when they see it. Somewhere out there, a smart coach is watching this tape and planning to make the Browns pay for their mistake. Drop a comment below with which team you think should sign Shedeur, and don't forget to hit that like button if you want to see more NFL conspiracy breakdowns like this.